What is the best news you've ever received? Maybe it was learning that you got that job you really wanted, or hearing that someone you love was feeling better after a long time of being ill. Each of us has our own good news story, but we are also receivers of the best news of all time, that God became human in Jesus Christ and is inviting us into a transforming relationship with him. Hello, I'm Alexandra Zhirnova. I'm the Everyday Faith editor at the Church of England. And this week, as we're approaching the end of Lent, we'll be reflecting about sharing the good news of Jesus with others. As Christians, we are called to share the story of Jesus and to invite others to come to church and to be baptized. But we live in such a success and fear-driven culture that our inner voices can often be critical, and it's really difficult to silence that feeling, that saying, who are you exactly to be doing this? What makes you think that you are good enough? I've certainly felt this way, being really intimidated by the possibility of difficult questions, that somebody's going to ask me something I don't know the answer to, that I won't be able to convince them or give them persuasive arguments, or even that my own life is not perfect and therefore I'm not coming from a place where I can really tell others about God and about the transforming news of Jesus. So the reading I've suggested we pause over today is from the Apostle Paul. And what I'd like us to think about is not so much what it says, but who wrote it. Because Paul himself, despite his renown today, did not always feel like he was the right person to share the gospel with other people. In many of his letters, Paul wrote that he wasn't as eloquent or as clever or as educated as people expected someone in his position to be. And yet, it was Paul who was chosen to be the messenger of the good news. And Paul's own story of encountering Jesus on the road to Damascus is perhaps more powerful than many of his letters, because the good news is not just about what we believe. It is about Jesus inviting us, each of us, into a relationship and coming to transform, not to demand perfection. So for this reason, speaking about the good news doesn't have to be complicated. If you're reading the Archbishop's Lent book this year alongside your Lent course, you will particularly enjoy the last chapter by Archbishop Sarah, who is reflecting on her own commitment to Jesus that she made as a teenager after a simple conversation with a friend about her relationship with God. So Archbishop Sarah writes, speaking about our faith does not have to be complicated. Most of the time, it's better for it not to be. We should never feel like we aren't clever, charismatic, or eloquent enough. Sharing our faith can be, and should be, as easy as asking a question or telling our story. The story of Paul on the road to Damascus was what made many people encounter Jesus and understand the transforming relationship that God offers to us. So as you begin this time together, I want to encourage you to approach your own stories with curiosity. Each of us has encountered the good news in a different way, and each story will have its own special insight, even if it seems ordinary at first glance. So my prayer is that this session and the week ahead will help you to grow more open to God, open to each other, and open to the beautiful adventure of sharing the good news with the world. So when you're ready, let's begin.